And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. We are just one day away from celebrating Independence Day. And I just hope that you, whatever you're going to be doing, you're going to have some fun and be safe and also reflect on why we are Trinidad and Tobago. But just moving in on to some other things within the space. Yesterday, I don't know if you paid attention to our news. Yesterday, we brought to you a story about some people within TUCO that had some concerns about the elections that were held just about almost 2 weeks ago, I should say, where Mr. Ainsley King was voted president of TUCO. We want him once more. And so, just to clarify some of the allegations that were put forth by some disgruntled members within TUCO, we have been joined now by Mr. Ainsley King. So, good morning and welcome to you, Mr. King. How are you? Mr. King, good morning. Okay, well, seem to be having some technical difficulties. So just to put a perspective on the issue now, some members of TUCO are saying that the elections that were not held in true transparency and fairness. They didn't get a chance to participate in the way that they would have liked, and they are claiming that TUCO does not support some of the attempts in Tobago. And they questioned where the funding that it gets from both the government and the THA, because the government would give subventions to TUCO to give to Calypso tents and so on. But the THA would also give as well. So these disgruntled members of TUCO or unsatisfied members of TUCO are having concerns about where this money is going. So hopefully we can get Mr. Ainsley King on pretty soon to just to give us an idea of what's been going on from his perspective to kind of clear the air as to what these allegations are all about. And of course, Calypso
Yeah,
something
good
is.
morning,
Oh,
morning.
good morning and welcome to you, Mr.
Morning,
King.
my dear. How are you?
I am good. Great to hear you. Great to see you.
Yeah, well, I haven't been in Tobago for a while. I just come into Trinidad just to hop out back to New York and so on. But, I'm here to treat with the allegations that presented. I got the opportunity to look at them from another television station. And when I looked into it, what I saw there was a group that only was consist of two financial TUCO members. All the others, some were not members, and
Hmm.
some were previous members who are not financial. So right now, according to this whole scenario, I am really responding to two financial members of TUCO, which is Lezian and Ingrid Bratwit.
Hmm.
They are the only two financial members that were there yesterday. And with regards to concern of the elections and so on, we had the general election. And once the election bell is rung, what happened? Notification goes out to every zone, and we haven't been doing this yesterday. This is decades we have been doing the election. So once the general election is called, automatically the zones, we go into the zones after. And what you find happen is that interested persons will prepare themselves and be ready for nominations and so on as soon as the time is ready for the zones. Because once we go through the process because we are a constituted body and we cannot operate any and anyhow. We have to work in accordance with the Constitution, and so far we have followed every rule within that Constitution to conduct our election affairs. So what I discover happened there is that people who did not seek their own interest, one, to secure their membership status, and two, to pay attention for the disbursement of information and so on.
Hmm.
Um, there was a lapse in that. So it's like people did not seek their own interests. Another thing, the two people involved, I know for a fact that they were campaigning with some of the candidates that ran against me. So we need to go before that because the election, and the evidence are there on the social media platform where if you zoom into their pages on Facebook and so on, you will realize that they were part of the campaign. So they were quite aware that this is the election period. But what I noticed is that they were so busy doing other things, trying to make sure that they support who they wanted to support, which is their rights. But at the same time, it is important that they pay attention to their own interests. Added to that, our membership financial, the people who were eligible to vote was somewhere around 78 persons. And
Mm.
all these persons receive information. So it's rather strange that these two people did not get the information, right? But with regards to the funding process and the claims being made concerning TUCO getting money. Now, under Act number 33 of 1988, gives TUCO declared TUCO as the governing body of Calypso in this country. And therefore, as I mentioned in an interview, that we have to go through the same process as any government in Trinidad and Tobago across the world. We have to go through the election process in order to spend taxpayers' money. And what you find happen over the years, because these two people, they came together because they have they have their own Calypso tents. And
Mm.
over the years, we had this kind of pull and tug where the assembly was constantly being tugged into it and being involved. And they have benefited from that because the most from back in 2019, when we had to go to court, it was a pull and tug because the said Leslie and Ellis and the Masters and they were able to convince the THA and the people of the Festivals Commission to divert the funding from the recognized body to them. So this whole thing is really about funding and a group of people who choose to separate themselves from the recognized body of the Tobago Unified Calypsonians organization, which is the one that is recognized by Parliament,
Mm.
and started their own thing. But in the struggle for finances, they continue to try to put the organization into disrepute, undermining, and also defame characters of members of the executive. Me as a person, I have faced a lot of it till I had to even put the same Ingrid Brackford to court and to give her an opportunity whereby she had the opportunity to confirm some of these statements and allegations that she consistently continued to make about me, and she couldn't even do that. So this is the kind of situation that we are facing here. And I want people to understand that with these two people, TUCO consists of close to 100 members. Where are the other people in this? So when the statement is coming out that a group of Calypsonians, this is a very a minority, a great minority, is only two persons, and these persons tend to act as dissidents. Basically, actions is actions that you will find from people who are opposing the leading party or opposing some legal or legit group, that kind of thing. And this is the situation that we have been faced with here. So with regards to the concern of the election, we have been doing everything according to the Constitution. And I've
Mm.
investigated and I've discovered that a blast went to the membership list of Tobago. A blast went to the numbers of which I, as a member, got the opportunity to see that blast. So with regards to the concerns that are going out there, it seemed like they are in another world, or something is going on that the majority of members and other people in the organization is not aware of.
Now, how will TUCO sort of to like fix this problem, or at least fix the discord amongst, or
No, no.
make sure that there
What
isn't
what I
any fractures or anything like that happening within the body?
okay, well, what I could tell you, we are very much on our way, because one of the things that happened over the past years during the Kelvin Charles administration, from since then, what you find happen is that a majority, which is the legal body who was elected, had to face discrimination because of a few people who would have continued to carry false information for the purpose of getting the attention, or being financed by the Festivals Commission or and they succeeded, because up to now, the heritage and all that, when you look at it, if you investigate and look at it, you will realize that the heritage is being strictly run, basically by some of these people, right? Supported by the government. I had a situation where a secretary told me, as a recognized body, as the president of TUCO, that she have been hearing things about me, and based on that, she has chosen to discriminate and have no dealings with me, which was totally unprofessional. And added to
Mm,
that, I want to make this abundantly clear. I am now the president of Trinidad and Tobago, Calypso and Calypsonians. And by all means, I take my jobs very seriously. And there is no way, no favor towards Tobago different from any other zone.
mm,
I am now the father or the leader for everybody in TUCO. And based on the election results, it is clear that is recognized and that is respected, right? Because I won by a majority. I won by what you would call a landslide victory,
mm,
right? And that victory expressed a lot of confidence, which I appreciate very much. So I'm hoping that in Tobago we could get this situation fixed. But first of all, the secretaries who know better, that they and all had to depend on a majority in order to get the kind of autonomy and power they have to run their affairs. And it is not correct to allow a minority, but they have been supporting a minority over a majority, a legal majority. So
mm.
when they start treating with it from that level, then it will start. But this thing will have to stop. It will have to stop, and it is stopping. This is why a group of people who has chosen to walk away, because the discussion before the election was for the assembly to take over the legal rights and authority of TUCO. But that is not going to happen. In the
Mm,
near future, it is not going to happen. So I guess everybody is trying to fall in line. But what you find happening here is that these people they were caught off guarded and they are only left with one choice. But it is too late because they did not give themselves the opportunity, which they had ample time to do so.
So then, what's going to be happening now with the funding going forward? Will TUCO still also receive funding from the THA for Tobago's
No, no, no.
Calypsonians?
But that is law. That is law. But you see what happened? What happened is that a precedent have been set because they continue to receive money from the assembly. So to say that they are not being funded, maybe they are not getting what they want, the amount they want, but they are being funded consistently. And if you check
Mm,
the records will show that up to last carnival, they receive fund from the assembly. But what happened is that they want equal stature as TUCO, which will not happen and cannot happen. It's only now that they are showing interest in trying to come into an election.
mm.
But as I said before, the process, we did everything within the correct practices. But what happened is that they got caught with their pants down because the intention to run for office, it is clear that it was a late decision made by these two people. And I'm saying these two people because it is time after this interview and beyond, I am going to talk out. Along with that, um, these people come on national TV and make some statements that they don't have any evidence or proof to. And I have already contacted my lawyers and so on, even some of the Facebook posts. And
Mm.
I intend to actually take actions to bring an end to this level of ignorance that people allow themselves to dwell in and continue to bring the organization, especially in the Tobago area, into disrepute.
Are you worried that these incidents and these comments and so on might cause some discord amongst the Calypso community itself, whether or
No,
not
no, but
people are members of
no, but
TUCO?
the thing is, there is already Discord, and Discord have been there for a number of years. This have been so for a number of years, and I'm saying this is the time to bring an end to it. And this is why I'm making these statements, because it seems like it is news to you. But if you review the history, this is how it has been for years. And this is not about no election. This is how I had to go to court and to stop slander against my name. So this is what it is. And thank God that Trinidad is there, because if it wasn't for Trinidad, I mean, the respect that I now receive, I would not have been getting it, because these are fair people who intention is to treat with what things as they see it, and not to create what is not there. And I have a serious concern, and I'm throwing this out to the public, because we are considering to look at giving self-governance to Tobago. But I want to say that we have a lot to work on, and we need to work on our people, because when I look at it, I think that that is something that people need to look at closely, because to me, the way we think and the way we act, we have to treat with that before we consider getting into self-governance, because we could end up in some problems.
All right. And then as we wrap up, I just want to give you a few moments to even just speak to the Calypso community themselves as to the way forward and as to TUCO's goal coming up as we prepare for Carnival and so on.
Okay, well, the way forward, we have a lot of improvement. We today, well, I'm here. I just stayed back for the interview because I came in from Barbados last night, and your producer asked me to come on the show like 4 o'clock this morning, so I stayed back. But I am heading to basically deal with the inauguration of officers of the new TUCO board, and in going forward, the approach is to really lead this organization into prosperity and expansion. And the challenges that Tobago is now being faced, that kind of approach to the thing, we will have to stop, because where this thing is going and where this thing is heading now, there's no room for that. So my advice to the members in Tobago, the wisest thing is to clear your minds and let's move forward. And when I say move forward, I have never projected any kind of hate or segregation or any kind of evil intent towards any of you all. And I'm saying that this is something that you all have evidence about. Because if the question is to ask, what have Ainsley King done to you all, you would not have any sensible answer. I am here to serve everyone. I am here to honor my responsibility as the leader of Calypso, and the wisest way forward, because I have no problem in negotiating, because my negotiation have been successful in Trinidad in a big way, and I have no problem in negotiating because I know, and I'm speaking in Tobago terms now, is money all you want, and I have no problem in negotiating that for you. And your tent and everything could stay as it is, but the approach to destroy people's character, the approach to go on television and continue to lie, and I know that what you all are doing, you are trying to defend lies that you have already told by running out there, because in the first place, you all didn't even want me to become the president, because you all fought very hard to get other people to come out victorious in front of me in the election, but it didn't happen. And I'm saying the way forward is for us to accept reality, be professional, throw away the lies, throw away the deception, and let's go forward. Because I'm in a position to help. And if ever there's a time for Tobago to get ready to move forward, is now. And there was a point made that of the lifetime members. When that happened, the lifetime members, I was not present. What happened is that this list came to us, and the only lifetime member that was listed there from Tobago was Binley Benjamin, and I was totally against it. But I'm in a position to fix it, and that is one of the priority that I will work on. Added to that, the membership of this organization, I heard that a statement was made that we in the COVID period, 36 Calypsonians was put on a list. That is because let me explain something. The membership process, every member is on a form with a picture, and you have a bio in the back. And that has to go through the Trinidad executive, the general council. And a meeting has to be called for a member to be accepted in the organization. And after discussions on that member, once it is realized that the person is eligible and there's no flaws or there's no false information on the form, the general secretary, the president, and the welfare officer of the organization signs that form. So there's no way that it makes sense. And to go on television to broadcast that and project that high level of ignorance, I am saying that is not a sensible thing for a big mature person to engage themselves in, because it is not true. And it is far away from the process. And there's no way that people in Tobago, any zone, could just take people up and make them members, because the zone does not have any authority or power to accept members. The general council are the ones who have to accept these applications. So I'm saying the time has come, and the wisest way forward is to stop, because I intend to take action, and it doesn't make sense that I continue to put you all in court and have you all having to pay a lot of money. Added to that, there's a specific person who have breached a court order, and the only way forward could be a jail term. And this is how serious this thing is. So while we are in Tobago, Little Tobago, and believing that what is happening, we could do anything and say anything, I am just telling you all, you are treading on professional grounds, and you all have to understand that we cannot live anyway, do things anyway, because we are governed by law. We are governed by law.
I want to thank you so much, Mr. King, for just giving us your perspective and, of course, your side on this whole matter and bringing the clarity that we need with this situation.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, viewers, well, we're going to go to a quick break, but don't worry, we have a lot more for you on the program when we come back.
New morning, rise up to a brand new dawn.